Welcome back to Video Game News Daily, the only video game podcast where you don't want to skip the loading screen. To get notified of new episodes, sign up to the mailing list at signup.videogamenewsdaily.com and subscribe to this podcast for game news every weekday. It's Wednesday, December 17th, 2025, and there's drama aplenty. Let's get into it. Larian Studios has had to jump into the comments section of Reality after backlash over generative AI use during early ideation for Divinity. His message: they're not replacing artists, they're not trimming teams to swap humans for prompts, and no AI-generated content is meant to ship in the final game. In other words, the tools are for rough exploration, and the actual work still lands on the artist, which is kind of what people wanted to confirm. Todd Howard has surfaced with a status update on The Elder Scrolls 6, and yes, it's still in the "it's a process" phase of development. He says progress is going well, most of the studio is on it, and, very relatable, everyone wishes it moved faster. Bethesda still wants to get it right, which is comforting, and also the most Bethesda sentence ever recorded. Over at PlayStation Land, VGC reports Sucker Punch co-founder Brian Fleming is stepping down from his studio leadership role. The studio, known most recently for Ghost of Yotai, will be run by Jason Connell and Adrian Bentley going forward. Leadership changes are normal, they're also the kind of thing that makes LinkedIn posts multiply like gremlins after midnight. Nacon has confirmed Terminator Survivors is not releasing in 2025, with roughly 15 days left in the year, which is honestly impeccable timing. More importantly, it's no longer launching in early access, and co-op plans have been cut entirely. So if you are hoping to co-op your way through Robot Apocalypse Survival, you may need to survive emotionally instead. Tencent has invested in Drama Studios, the team behind the viral, hyper-real bodycam shooter Unrecord. VGC says the money is to accelerate development and expand the team, and that the game is now in full production. So yes, the internet sensation shooter is still real, still happening, and now has Tencent backing it. Make of that what you will. If you like game archaeology, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond fans have reportedly uncovered more than 30 minutes of cut dialogue from the game's files. VGC says it includes character and story material, stuff that didn't make it into the final cut, but still reveals what the dev team was experimenting with. Dead Island 3 is reportedly in development and aiming for early 2028, according to financial documents cited by VGC. The documents allegedly name the game outright and say production is moving at pace, with Dambuster Studios linked to development. So it exists, it's got a window, and we will all collectively forget about that window at least 6 times before 2028 arrives. Valve's Steam Replay is now live, letting players look back at their year in gaming. GameSpot notes it covers playtime from January 1st through December 14th, 2025, and breaks down habits like your top games and how you played them. It's the annual reminder that your quick session game is actually your part-time job. And I've got to be honest, I'm getting sick of seeing these replays. I mean, how fast or slow does nostalgia need to be, and how deep does AI use need to go just to tell us what we've been doing across the year? Sorry, that hit a nerve. And finally, in the never-ending Call of Duty rumor industrial complex, GameSpot reports a COD dev message urging folks not to believe everything online. That's in response to speculation that Infinity Ward is building a Modern Warfare 4 for 2026. In other words, the studio is asking for the impossible. Patience on the internet. That's all for today. Subscribe to the Video Game News Daily podcast, sign up to the mailing list at signup.videogamenewsdaily.com for all the news sources, and to get notified when a new episode drops. And send this podcast on to a friend if you know they need the news. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.